Hello there, this is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another podcast. Be who you say you are. Right? Now I was talking with a buddy of mine, long time friend, man. I knew this dude going back years, right? And he recently just got married. I congratulated him and everything, right? And he was giving me some game, man. And he was saying a man needs to be who he say he is. Because that's one thing a woman has to do is respect that, no matter what. And you got to stick with that even if the woman don't like it. One thing women look for in a man, they look for an authentic man. Right? In fact, he even said that's why sometimes women will even stay with a bad guy because they know he's authentic. In fact, since we like throwing that word around recently, Pookie and Ray Ray, right? I know a woman. She actually said she'd rather deal with them because you know what you get. And that's important. Even if you bad, and it's interesting, he said the same thing. Even if you a bad guy, if this is what you present to the woman and you honest, it's like boom. Women want that. See, understand something about women, man. Understand something. Women by nature are emotional. They all over the place. In fact, something I've said before in a podcast or video, whatever. All right. I say if you dealing with any one woman, you really dealing with 3 or 4, because her emotions change by the week. But one thing women instinctively look for in a man is stability, and that financial stability. People think it's financial stability, but it really isn't. They look for a man who stands on his square, as the Masons would say. You know, a man who stands his ground. Like this dude says what he means and means what he says. It's like if he says, "Baby, I'm gonna go over here and do this," even if the woman says to him, "No, I don't want you to do it," say, "No, I'm going to do it." Boom. They want to respect that. They want to see that in a man, right? Like if a man says he wants to build a business, right? If a man says that, he looks a woman in the eye and says he wants to build a business, even if the woman is like, as women are wont to do, they won't see the vision or something and they'll try to distract you. And that's really what a woman does. But really, and as my friend pointed out, that's really their job, to make sure you are who you say you are. In fact, when people talk about shit tests, right? Women just want to know, when they hit you with those tests, it ain't about just messing with you just to mess with you. They want to see if you say who you are. Does your word mean something, even if they don't agree with it? I'm going to tell you what, I remember doing a seminar, right? And pretty much every woman in the audience did not agree with what I said. Pretty much every single woman, they were like, boom. But I had 3 or 4 of them give me their phone numbers and stuff after the seminar, because they said, all of them said it too. They said, I agree with you, but I respect that you said that and you stuck with it, even when people were jumping on your case. Like, one thing a woman can't stand is a man who's wishy-washy. Like, if you an asshole or you got a certain stance, stick with that shit. It's like, look, this is what I think. This is what I do. I mean, you don't have to be mean about it to stand your ground. But this is who you are. This is what I do. Like sometimes when I'm checking out a woman, right? And I get some women, they be smiling and stuff, and they be like, "Oh, don't be looking at me like that." I say, that's what I do. If you got a fat ass, I'm going to check it out. That's what I do. I'm going to look. Shoot, if your stuff hanging out, I'm going to look. I'm going to notice. But that's who I am. Yeah, some women might not like it, but stay. Now, if all of a sudden I say, "Oh, I ain't going to do it anymore," now the woman, like I say, "Oh, no, I'm going to be a good guy now. I ain't going to look even though your breasts are hanging out. I ain't going to look even though those leggings are making your butt look real nice. I ain't going to look. I'm going to stop that." I guarantee you something. A woman, knowing that I check out those things, she'll be like, "Oh, that's so good." She'll lose respect for you. And men got to do that. Because I know, there's always this stuff, especially in the dating world, about being indirect with women or lying to women. man, be who you are, because one, she checking you out anyway. In fact, I had one person, man, he said, hey, you can lie to women. I was like, no, you can't. That shows weakness. You know, if this is what you like, say it. You know? Like, I got real respect for Alan Roger Curry in Mode 1. Because he's telling you just that. It's like, if this is what you want, just tell her. You know, it's better have that woman reject you but respect you than, you know, you do some other stuff and she don't respect you. And ironically, she probably won't give you the pussy anyway if that's what you're looking for. But if you're going in a certain direction, you believe something, you just stick with it. Because women look for that. Because I'm going to tell you what, they want to feel comfortable with the man that he is showing them his true self, his authentic self. You know, in my book, Nice Guys and Players, I talk about a fifth category of man. And that's the real man. Now, part of being real is being authentic. You know, in the hood, they might say, yeah, he's a real nigga. Right? That's because that person's authentic. Whatever, even if he's totally fucked up, that's who he is. And that's very important for men to get. You know, that's why, you know, I did a podcast earlier this week where I mentioned the mask. That's why a big part of what I do is telling men to take off those masks. You know, that's why when I'm out and about, I see a fine woman, I look. I don't pretend like I ain't noticing that she's fine. I don't care if she get offended. She should only, first of all, she should only get offended if I try to put my hands on her, which I don't, if I don't know her. Or get in her space or invade her space, especially if she makes it clear she don't want me in her space. I keep my distance. But I'm not going to change up, right? Or some of the views that I have, I ain't going to really change up. Y'all notice a lot of stuff I say, I stick with it. I don't change it up just because somebody get mad at me. You know? Now, I ain't going to say I don't change, I don't evolve, but that's a slow day. That's slow. And then I have a good reason for it, but I don't just change it. I don't flip-flop just like that just to be flip-flopping. You know? Now, the most I might do with a particular subject, I might explain it better if somebody if I'm not clear to that particular person about my position. But then all I do is just explain to them. If I got to explain to them, okay, this is why I feel the way I do. Boom. And that's very important. And that's the thing with men out here. See, one of the things too, and this is a man thing, and this is bigger. I'm gonna tell you what, fellas, this is bigger than game, right? Quote unquote game, that thing called game. This is bigger than getting women. This is about going through life. You gotta be who you are to the point where you be ready to fight. You be ready to lose a job. Me being authentic, the last day job I was on, I almost got fired. Because I was standing up for myself. I wasn't going to like be on some bullshit because somebody was on some bullshit with me, right? I wasn't going to be like, oh, I'll do this and that. I was like, no, this is what happened. This is what I'm about. This is what's going on, you know? And I was willing to stand my ground, even to the point of fighting to like respect, maintain my position, like physically fight. But that's who I am, you know, and that's one thing. That's one thing with me. I'm fighting words if you challenge my integrity or anything, because that's one thing. I'm keeping the mask off, even to the point if I gotta lose a job behind it, even if I gotta lose money behind it, because even with the stuff I present, please, I could probably hit y'all with some stuff and I can make a lot more money, get a lot more subs, book sales, and anything, but it would be some bullshit. So what I'm going to present the real to y'all. And I ain't going to say something just to say, oh, I'm just going to say this because I know they want to hear it, you know? Because I remember I had one time somebody saying, well, it sounds like you catering to these women and stuff, saying we got to, sweet talk them or something like that. I'm like, yeah. Because you asking them for something. You getting something back, man. Everything, hey, fair exchange is no robbery. And I noticed that's something I've said since I started on this channel. Fair exchange. So, that's my position with it. Everything's a trade, ultimately. Whether you trade money or time, whatever. You trading something. right? But that's a little bit of a tangent though. But remember, the bottom line is, man, be who you say you are. Because trust me, people looking. And it's not just even women, man. Like I said, this ain't even about women, man. If you a man, and any man can ask themselves this, if you dealing with another man and you see that he lacks integrity, do you really want him in your circle for anything? As a friend? Because if he lacks integrity, he'll turn on you. As a business partner, he'll steal from you. You know? Around your woman, he'll try to get at your woman behind your back. So that's just life, or on the job. You know? I've been privy to how people hire people on jobs. Trust me, they look at that stuff. Don't think they just look at resumes. They look at stuff like that. They look at character as much as they can. That's why on some jobs they try to check out your social media and everything. You know, that's why like some white nationalist types, you know, people found out what they were doing, got fired. You know? So anyway, you got to be who you say you are, no matter what the consequences. Anyway, that's it for today. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace and blessings.